And I am, for those of you in the Zoom room, I am setting up the meeting on YouTube. And for those of you joining us on YouTube, good evening. My name is Valerie Arbizu. I am your principal at Aragon High School. We're making a few quick adjustments to our YouTube feed, and then we will start streaming the actual presentation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. Again, like I said, my name is Valerie Arbizu. I am the principal here at Aragon High School, and I'm so happy to be here with you this evening. We have a number of people here in the room to give you an idea of what life is like for students here at Aragon High School, excuse me. Some of you know that I am making that transition from Burlingame High School, and I slip every once in a while, but welcome to Dawn territory and Aragon High School. There are a few people in the room that I would love to introduce you to, and you'll get to know a little bit better as we go along in our presentation. The first four are my admin team. So I'm Valerie, I'm your principal, and joining me in the room, you will meet Lisa Nagendran. She is an assistant principal here, beginning her 5th year at Aragon High School, and she works primarily with grade 12 and the counselors. And then we have Miss Nicole Ellens-Martin, who is in her 3rd year as an assistant principal at Aragon and has been at Aragon High School. I believe she's starting her 16th year. She was a teacher with us before, and she's loving life as a Dawn. And she works very closely with our 11th grade students. You will also meet Mr. Flores, and he is coming to us. This is his 2nd year at Aragon High School as an assistant principal, and he works with our 9th and 10th grade students. And then finally, rounding out our group, who will be joining us on another evening, is Donna Kraus, and she is our dean and works very closely with all of the students who might need a little bit of behavioral support and sometimes a little social support. She's a lovely person. We're really excited to have her here with us. And next, I would like to introduce Ms. Nagendran, and she's going to tell us about the counseling offerings here at Aragon High School.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm really excited to see all of you this evening and be here this evening. We miss seeing you in person, and we can't wait to get back in person and see you in real time at some point in the future. Welcome to Aragon, or welcome back if it's a redo for you. And we can go ahead, and I'm going to talk about all the different counseling services we have at Aragon tonight. And some of them are introductions by our own staff. Ms. Arbizu, you need to unmute yours because of the video, sorry.
That's all right. We're going to try this again.
Nope.
No, boo. Well, for those of you joining us, you know, there's always a few technical glitches as we go through with this. I will be uploading this video with our lovely counselors to our YouTube channel. There's actually another video that is there that you're welcome to watch, and it will go live starting tonight at 6:45. That also includes this introduction from our counselors.
So you very briefly saw our counseling team. That was all 8 of the people listed on this slide. In that video, they talk about just how they can be contacted by you all. So I'll go over that really briefly. We're really lucky in that our school has both counselors and advisors. And so they are grouped by grade level at this time, and all 8 of them are listed here. If you don't memorize this instantly, it's all available on our website, and I'll show you where to go on another slide moving forward. So we have counselors and advisors on Aragon, and a lot of times people are confused who to go to for what. Number one, if you go to the wrong person, they will get you to the right person. So please don't worry about that. We will make sure to connect you. But if you look down below on this slide, you can see sort of more what the counselor roles are and what the grade advisor roles are. And so counselors do a lot of the academic need, schedule changes and the correct classes so that students are on track for graduation and also for what they want to do with their post-secondary plans. They also support students with their academic progress, make sure that students are staying on track. And they create four-year plans with students around what they want to do after high school. And so what classes and what sort of focus they should do in high school in order to get there. They also provide some social emotional support and they focus on careers and college. Our grade level advisors are great referrals to resources and activities to better support them. They provide a lot of check-ins. Usually when we're in person, they're out in the main part of the counseling office and students can come in and really quickly see them and check in with their advisor. They're able to answer general questions and they can help with appointments with the counselor. We also have a college and career center within our counseling office at Aragon. On that video that you didn't get to hear, they all introduce themselves as well. So we have 3 staff people who work in our college and career center, Ms. Lori Tezak, Ms. Caroline Moala, and Mrs. Helen O'Brien. They do a wide variety of things in regards to careers, current jobs, internships, college applications, financial aid, scholarships. They are a great resource. And again, I'm going to show you where you can connect with them on our website in just a minute. So let's talk about supporting your student at Aragon. This is sort of how you want to utilize the counseling office and the grade level advisors. So we first think about the transition to high school. Transitioning from middle school to high school can be a really big step for some students, and especially for parents. There's a big piece, usually in our live presentation, we have one of our counselors with us, and I know they always talk about that big piece about letting go a little bit more. And so if you progress through, we try to encourage our students to self-advocate. And so we want them to sort of be able to do that planning for themselves and do their academic planning with their counselor. And then also focus on a studying space at home or a school space at home now with distance learning. And then we will also support them in their career planning. And we'll do a lot of celebration of success, a lot of celebration of growth, and celebration of improvement. So I promised that you would be able to find all this information in an easy place. So if you go to our website and you go to the counseling menu in the top sort of right, if you go to academic counseling, you'll be able to find all the information about who the grade level counselor is and the grade level advisor for your student. And if you go to the College and Career Center, you'll be able to find all that information about all of our different staff that help in that area. All of their email addresses there. Many of them are checking their voicemails regularly, and a couple of them have Google Voice numbers as well that you can reach them at while we're on distance learning. But I think they all encouraged everyone to use email while we're on distance learning. So we're also really fortunate at Aragon and in San Mateo Union High School District to have school-based mental health services. So our goal is to provide and support and teach students so they're able to access and benefit their educational program. It is not a full-fledged mental health program, but a school-based mental health program. And it's directly connected to their schooling. Unfortunately, this isn't going to work, but this is Miss Jillian Ma. She's our lead mental health therapist. We have 3 mental health therapists, 4 actually. One is specifically for a certain program at our school, and then we have 3 others who are for our whole student body population. They are all social workers or licensed therapists. And they provide a wide variety of services. Again, I encourage you to watch the video that is embedded in this presentation once it's available on our back to school night area that you found this link on. Our wellness center provides short-term individual counseling sessions. They provide group counseling. They provide drop-in and crisis support. And yes, they are still providing drop-in while we are remote. They have utilized a program where students can sign up to 5 minutes before a drop-in hour or drop-in time begins. And it's all online and it's all in our wellness center area. They also provide mental health assessments, referrals to community partnerships, and student outreach and presentations. So if we think about academic support, we have a lot of ways to provide this at Aragon. We have flex time, which is embedded time within our school day. It's on our even school days, which typically occur on Tuesdays and Fridays. And it's time when students are required to check in with a teacher, but they can choose where they go. And so if you have current 9th graders, you might be experiencing this for the first time with them. And all of our returning families, we are doing the same flex time as we have always done, just in a distance learning Zoom room environment. It's a time when they can go check in with the teacher, ask an extra question, or just have a quiet space to study. We also will be getting an after-school tutoring program up and running. It will be virtual and via Zoom, but it will take a little time for us to get going in this new environment. We also have a peer tutoring program. Unfortunately, our teacher who ran it retired last year, so we are working hard to get that up and running as well. That allows us to partner up students with other students that have taken the course and can help them get through, and we do envision that happening in our distance learning environment. Lastly, at a higher level, we have support classes to help students with a wide variety of needs to help them be more academically successful. So the last thing I want to talk about is our homework policy. We, as a district, have made some agreements around homework. We've really been thinking about equity and access and what that looks like for students, and also their health and wellness, and how to balance school and life, and hopefully staying off screens a little bit with this homework-free policy, or homework policy. So we have homework-free holidays. So things like Thanksgiving, our winter break, our spring break, summer break, are times when we don't assign homework. We have that homework is limited to a certain percentage of the grade. There's very well-defined expectations around group homework, since that can be hard to manage when students are at home. And this applies to all of our classes, including our AP and honors classes. And I'm going to turn it over to another one of our assistant principals, Nicole Ellens-Martin.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I wanted to speak to you a little bit about the technology at Aragon and what we are doing in order to be able to support our students, but also to be able to support families as well in being connected to school and being able to understand how to know what's happening. So our first piece of information that I want to give to you about our communications is the student portal that we use quite a bit in Canvas. This is called our A-Town Student Center. Many of you might see your students talking about it when they asked you to sign signature pages or verbally agree to signing signature pages about our acceptable use policies for technology, our responsible use, and our academic integrity policy. So we do push out a lot of school-wide and administrative things to students, but as well as our leadership class, our Renaissance students, our associated student body. It's a wonderful hub to be able to get information about our student activities and our fantastic offerings that we have for student activities. We also have information that students can find on our website, but that also really is a great external spot for families as well. We have dialers and texts that you may be receiving from Aries. So you'll receive a phone call or a text message or a feed on your Aries portal, and also email as well. So these are ways that we can be in touch. Our PTSO also sends out email through the A-News, which you can sign up for through our website. So these are all the different ways that you and students can really stay up to date. We also, in here, you can see the different things that we use our Aries portal for, or Canvas, or also some other systems, in order to make sure that we're all staying in touch about what is going well and how we can share our concerns and wonderings. So the Aries portal is, as you see here, where you're going to find out about your students' attendance, and that could even be their distance learning engaged attendance, their 6-week grades, teacher and staff messaging, as well as their transcripts, in order to be able to see what their grades have been over time. Canvas, you can go on there tonight and you can actually see a virtual guest book that we have for you to sign, in order to be able to say that you saw this presentation or that you visited the Canvas homepages for teachers. So we're really excited for you to head on over to Canvas after this, and you can click on the each course that you'll see there, and in the homepage there will be presentations from your students' teachers. So please head on over there, sign our guest book, and go and see what the teachers have to say, because they've really prepared some wonderful presentations for you. And of course, Canvas, you can have it on your app on your phone, you can have it on your browser, and you can see grades for your students, but also be able to see notifications for the course and assignments and what students are working on. And lastly, we tell students all the time, but families are also welcome, if there are any sort of safety concerns or things that you would like us to be aware of, but you want to make sure that it's anonymously reported. We do have an anonymous alerts system in the district, and alerts do go to administration. They can go to counselors, but they can also go to district personnel as well. So we do take it very seriously and hope that it helps to make everyone feel like they can safely and soundly report things that they may need to. This again is our website, smuhsd.org/Aragon High. We post the latest news on here, and you can find again information in the families portal, but also about the counseling, as Ms. Nagendran had told you, and other programs, offerings, our bell schedule, etc. There is a large effort on the part of students and teachers and staff and administration to revamp the behavior expectations at Aragon. We actually started this last year, before we even knew that we were going to be going to the remote learning, and the expectations were developed by a team that then transitioned it to the online environment. So I'll tell you a little bit about those at the next slide, just a moment. Yep. So this is our acronym of Aragon Cares, really shows how we value our agreements of our entire community, the community on campus, the students, how students are working and interacting with one another, and staff as well. Now this year, especially online virtually, and also when on campus and outside of campus, representing Aragon as well. And that's when we've gone on field trips or we've been at games and whatnot. So as you can see, connecting, achieving, respecting, engaging, and showing spirit are all values that our students have come together to agree to, and our staff members and teachers. And so this is something that we're really upholding, especially this year. You'll see on the next slide what we presented to students at the start of the year with our orientation, and when they came to pick up materials to start off the school year right, and to see that when we are distance learning, we care so much, truly, and no pun intended on the acronym, but it is true that we care so much about how we are connecting with one another and how we're respecting and achieving, and then really engaging online and finding ways to form and maintain those relationships that mean so much to us, and those that can be new relationships that we want to start. And that inclusivity, the respectful environment, and wanting to have that lifelong love of learning is something that we value tremendously. I'm going to head on over to giving this to our other assistant principal, my colleague, Mr. Juan Flores, who will take it over.
Thank you, Nicole. Good evening. The AHS Digital Red Book is located on our Aragon website on the Students drop-down menu under Students Handbook. The Red Book was designed to provide important information such as our school calendar, which provides important dates and holidays, contact information for our school administrators, our counseling teams, College and Career Center, our support staff, and other departments. Our attendance office information, which we'll go over a bit. Important school information, such as our student clubs, transportation, health, and other information for students and families. Our school rules, such as our attendance, academics, electronic devices, and dress code policies. It is important that you look through this book when you have questions regarding any of these areas. go for the attendance office. Okay. If a student will not attend their Zoom class within 48 hours of the absence, complete the absence reporting form on the attendance office page of our Aragon website, or call 558-2909. You may leave a message 24 hours a day. Only a parent and or guardian listed as an emergency contact in ARIES can clear an absence, even if your student is 18 years old. Our attendance technician is Carolina Patino, se habla español. Let's go on to academic integrity. Aragon students hold themselves to the highest academic and ethical standards. We value every student's right and responsibility to learn and their teacher's right to teach. We want our students to be college and career ready and honorable long life learners. Thus, a violation of academic integrity policy includes plagiarism and copying, cheating, using someone else's work, translation services, and digitally distributing. In order to avoid committing a violation of our academic integrity policy, it is important that our students ask their teachers for guidance before they act. Even if a student may feel that they are helping their friend by sharing work or translating, this can be considered a violation of our academic integrity policy that may lead to a 0 grade and an inappropriate school consequence. Please refer to the Red Book for more information regarding our policy. Let's go on to the dress code. Please take time to read these items. When we are on campus, students should follow the following. Torsos and undergarments need to be covered. Don't convey inappropriate or offensive messages. Please refer to the Red Book for more information regarding this item. While you're on campus, don't forget to put on your shoes. Aragon is not a beach or your backyard. No brands, messages, symbols that reference substances. That means no cookie shirts. Jewelry, and clothing, and shoes that will not threaten or cause injury are acceptable. These rules apply during synchronous learning, with exception to your shoes, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Flores.
Okay.
Our next slide, before I click over to it, I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of the parents in our community for doing such an amazing job in supporting our school. There are things that we were able to provide to our students this year, like additional class sections and a huge amount of take-home learning materials that we would not have been able to provide without the support of parents through the Aragon Excellence Fund. So I'm going to click over to the next slide, and I'm so happy that Lori Floresca is here to join us this evening to talk about that Aragon Excellence Fund, what they do, and how you can help support them. Lori.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Lori Floresca, Chair of the Aragon Excellence Fund. I serve on the PTSO Executive Board, and the Aragon Excellence Fund is our fundraising arm. So just like in any school you've been part of, this is how we raise money to support excellence at Aragon. If you want to go to the next slide. We don't do any other school-wide fundraising at Aragon. So this campaign that is kicking off right now is the only way that we support every student across Aragon by giving them more of what they need, what teachers need, and what students need to continue the excellent level of education that we've known and are known for at Aragon. Next slide. So we get a lot of questions about what we fund. A big part of it is new curriculum. So when there's a new opportunity for a class that students have asked for at Aragon, often the Excellence Fund is called upon to fund those initial class sections. Recent examples include dance, world languages, creative writing, and advanced science and math classes. A big part of what we spend our money on is staff. We fund additional class sections in really popular classes. We're talking about recently adding new Algebra 1 sections. Whenever there's a high demand, we want to try and keep class sizes smaller so that your students get more attention. We've also planned to support improvements for campus safety. We've done things in the past, but obviously with when we return to school, we plan to fund additional PPE and other needs that teachers and students have to be safe on campus. And we also reach out to all of the departments at Aragon and give them the opportunity to identify specific needs they have. We've recently funded new microscopes in the biology department. We've assisted with materials for dissecting in anatomy. Last year, we added ceramics kilns for the art department. So all sorts of specific examples of requests. And we also allow teachers to submit smaller requests so that they're not coming out of pocket for supplies. So every teacher at Aragon has the opportunity to apply to the Aragon Excellence Fund and get different requests funded so that they can provide what they need for your students. So the Excellence Fund campaign will kick off this week. You should get an email tomorrow from us, but you can always visit aragonfund.org to donate at any time. We'll also be kicking off our Business Partners campaign in the next couple of weeks. So if you know of a business that would like to reach out to the Aragon community and do some marketing while supporting our school, there's a great way to do that. And one last note, I just want to mention that in the past, for returning families, you may remember that we've done a Gives Day near the end of the campaign where donations were matched. We're not planning that event this year, so I want to make sure that you know you can donate early and help us achieve our goals by visiting aragonfund.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. And thank you to all of the families who were able to join us this evening. I know this is not the normal in any way in terms of back to school nights or the starts of school, but our kids are coming and they are learning and they're engaging. Our teachers are teaching, our administrators are administrating. So we are all here. We are doing our best to engage your kids and make sure that they are, they're having a good learning experience. And with that, we welcome you to log into Canvas and take a look at the videos that teachers have put together explaining what they do in their classes and what the experience is for your student. Most of our teachers have been able to upload their information. There may be a few who are having some technical glitches, as we all do from time to time. So please be patient with them. We will be sending out a page of links in the next day or so that you can still log into Canvas, but still be able to see some of those teacher videos as well. So thank you again for joining us, and we wish you a pleasant evening and a happy back to school night. Thank you.